verse 13 and 12. كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح. Watch my fingers. وأصحاب الرث وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبة كل كذب الرسل وحق وعيد. Only 4. I said there were 5 there. You know where the 5th one was? Here. وإخوان لوط. This should have been قوم لوط. You know why? Because 12 times, other places in the Quran, monotonously, Allah is saying قوم لوط for that abominable people who were destroyed for their unnatural lusts. In America they call them gays now, gays. You know, for the sickness they call them gays, very nice, happy-go-lucky people. Gays. 300,000 gathered in June in San Francisco on a pilgrimage last June, led by 50 lesbians and motorcyclists. Qawm Lut. That Qawm Lut Allah describes in the Quran 12 places. Is the Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, monotonously, as if he doesn't know synonyms. And you know, synonym means, you know, you use different words meaning the same thing. It lends fragrance to speech. It beautifies your talk. I said fragrance to speech. It beautifies your talk. This is a synonym. Fragrance, beautify. You see? So I'm saying the same thing, but I'm using different words. It lends beauty to speech. And our author, 12 times, Qawm. He didn't know that he can have another word. So what is it? Same word again. And yet the same author, look, he changes 4 times in 2 verses. Watch. The same author for the same word. Now he's changing 4 times to show you that he knows synonyms. 4 times he changes in 2 verses. Watch. He says, كَذَّبَتَ قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ. He used the word qawm for people. وَأَصْحَابَ الرَّسِّ. He used the word ashab for people. وَثَمُودٍ. And without adding an adjective, he conveys the idea of people. This is author of ours. وَعَادٌ وَفِرْعَوْنُ وَإِخْوَانُ لُوطٍ. In 2 verses, he changed 4 times. And yet throughout the Quran, he never changed. Same, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut, Qawm Lut. Now the 13th time, in the 13th verse, he changed. Immediately said, no, look, if an author is doing that kind of one repetition, he must have had a reason. Why keeps on repeating the same word monotonously? Now for the 13th time in the 13th verse, it changes. Now he says, وَإِخْوَانُ لُوطٍ instead of قَوْمُ لُوطٍ. See? It was Qawm Lut throughout, no change. Now he changes. So I said, look, it must have gone through his mind that if I had Qawm Lut here, he'll be 58 qafs. And 58 is not a multiple of 19. He is showing it to us. He said, look, this is an omnipotent, omniscient being doing the job. This is not happening by coincidences. Can't you see? It's not a coincidence. If 13 times it's at Qawm Lut, it will be coincidence. He said, no, 12 times I'm doing it, deliberately. And 13th time I'm changing. Can't you see? Something is going through his mind. He says, look, I know, you'll see it one day. He wants you to see it. That he is at work. That this is Allah's kalam. You know, so Allah says, this is the system that he has established to protect his book from any kind of tampering. Every surah you take, Alif, Lam, Mim. Count the alifs and the lams and the memes. Divide by 19, exact multiple of 19. Ha, Mim. Add the has and the memes. Pull them together. Divide by 19, exact multiple of 19. Ya, Seen. Add the yas and the seens. Pull them together. Divide by 19, exact multiple of 19. Everyone, exact multiple of 19. All physical, visual. Visual. You don't have to anybody to explain to you, tell you interpretation. No interpretation is required. You count them with your eyes and you see it with your eyes that no human beings or group of human beings could have ever devised this system of protecting a book from any type of tampering. In 1400 years, if you lost a verse with an alif or a lam or a meme in Surah Baqarah, the count would have gone off. In 1400 years, if somebody added a sentence, a verse with an alif or a lam or a meme, your count would have gone off. After 1,400 years, you can count it and you verify it. This is meant exact. Who did it? Muhammad did it? You say he did it? I said, then you have to worship him. He is your God. He is the creator of this universe. He says, I'm not. I'm a man like you. Believe in Allah, worship him, and don't associate partners with him. So Allah says, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. That it is for us to send down the revelation. For us. And it is for us to protect it. What, you? You going to protect this book? His book, you going to protect it? He says, this is my job. My book. I'll see to it that it is protected. Now, the odds of this book being formulated on this basis, the computer was asked, what are the odds? So the answer was given 626 septillions to 1 against it occurring. The odds, the miraculous nature. And after finding this figure, by the day we are making discoveries. By the day, jokingly we are making discoveries now. Jokingly. I'll show you. Now we find out in the Quran, the number of times numbers are spoken of in the Quran. Like Ahad. Ahad means one. It's a number. Ithnain means two. Number. Thalasa means three. Number. The number of times numbers are mentioned in the Quran are 285 times. Divide by 19. You say 19 times 6 on the dot. The number of times numbers are mentioned in the Quran is a multiple of 19. Now those numbers, add them up. You add the numbers, it comes to 174,591. The value of those numbers. You add them together, it comes to 174,591. Divide by 19. You say 19 times 9,189 on the dot. Now you eliminate the repetition. And what you are left with, you add that remaining numbers. It comes to 162,146. Divide by 19. So 19 times 8,534 on the dot. Who's doing this? Muhammad doing it?